Okay, Be'ezrat Hashem. So now we go back to the Pirush of the Malbim, and we're going to go back in the Pesukim because we learned and we finished the Perek according to the Gaon Vilna, right? Now we're going to go back to Pasuk Chet because that's where we left off with the Malbim, and we will try to finish the Perek Be'ezrat Hashem, maybe even this shiur. Let's see. So just to put back things in perspective, according to the Malbim, right? We have the neshama that is scared to leave. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells the neshama, until now you had to go through the sechel, you had to go through the intellect, you had to go, right? You had two ayin, the ayin of introspection of the kochot HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given you, and another eye, which is the seeing HaKadosh Baruch Hu in nature. Now you will look at me in the eyes. No more buffer. You recall, and therefore you can come and elevate yourself. And we spoke about the different traits that we have, right? According to the Malbim. So, are we good? We have clarity on. Okay, very good. So now the pasuk Chet. Shishim hema melachot. There are 60 queens, ushmonim pilachot, and 80 concubines, va'alamot, and ladies, and mispar to no count. Right? Says the Malbim, the Nefesh Adam, man has in him 60 kochot that are ruling the body. 60. He doesn't go in the breakdown of all 60. And now is not the time to go over it, but he in the beginning of Shir HaShirim, he mentions the 60 kochot. So these are the essential kochot of the body: breathing, heartbeat, brain, muscles, digestion, blood flow, etc., etc. 60 of them. Ushmonim pilakshim. You have 80 kochot. Under that means those 60 break down into 80. Okay, they are under those 60. Va'alamot and mispar, he says these are all the emotions, all the reactions, all the instincts that a person has. It's infinite. It goes in every direction. Yeah? And mispar. This is the structure of the nefesh. However, even though this is what you are made of, you are one. There is one that differentiates itself from everyone else, from all the koach from all the body. It's the neshama, right? It's the neshama. The neshama of the person is differentiated by its core essence and source, not like the rest of the body. The 60 queens and the 80 pilachot, and all these are nefesh based or ruach based. Ahadhi, the neshama, is something that is above all this, that is not binded to the actual body. Yonatita mati, it's pure, it's complete, it's holy, it's kadosh. Ahadhi le'ima. We know that the Zohar says in Zohar Shemot Pasuk Yudbet, Daf Yudbet, and I think Parashat Shlach Lecha, I think Kuf Ayin Dalet, that the Zohar in those two places says, Av va'em it la nishmeta kema de it legufa av va'em be'ara. The neshama has a father and a mother, just like the body has a father and a mother on earth. The mother of the neshama is the body. The father of the neshama is the source of all neshamot, which is HaKadosh Baruch Hu essentially. And the body is what gives birth to the kiviyachol, the ability to the neshama to exist in this world. Right? That's the mother. So the ahad hi le'imah, although the body has a lot of kochot, but there is one, again, there is one that the body itself recognizes that it's the most important. Even the body recognizes that, and that's the neshama. That's the neshama. Ahad hi le'imah. Barahi leyoladta says, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu created physicality, he first created the rock. From the rock, created a more refined version, which is the vegetables, and then a more refined version, which is the animals, and then a more refined version, which is the human, and then a more refined version, which is the neshama that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives to the human and differentiate the human from the rest of humanity, right? The neshama. So he says, Barahi leyoladeta, it is pure, it is the most refined. Barahi, barur, clear, but it also means refined. It is the finest creation in humanity. It's the neshama. To the point, Ra'u habanot vayasheruha, right? All the banot, the creation itself, all the creation. Ra'u habanot, all the creation, saw that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the neshama. Vayasheruha. They pointed out to the neshama, and this is the true osher. This is true satisfaction. This is true happiness. A person wants to feel accomplished. The real accomplishment of nature is the neshama, by asherua. That's the only thing HaKadosh Baruch Hu kept for himself in this world. Everything he gave to nature, the only thing he kept for himself, and it's when you see it, when you look at it, when you cherish it, when you connect to the neshama, you connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself, is the neshama. Melachot ufilakshim, by hallelujah. Melachot ufilakshim are the kochot that we discussed earlier, the 60 kochot, the 60 queens, and the 80 concubines, all the kochot of the body. By hallelujah. They look at the neshama and they say, this is it. This is it. This is why we're here. The body recognizes that it can only exist. Its only purpose is because it has to serve the neshama on creation. This is what that was the reaction to nature and the body when the neshama came down. The nature said, this is the true happiness. This is the purpose, right? The true osher, the true satisfaction, the purpose of all creation was the neshama, because that's the only thing HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not give away to nature. He kept it for himself. And the body said, Oh, we were created to serve the neshama in this world. Yes. Andy, I think.
Yes, if the neshama is not ours, so he didn't give it to us, and the body also isn't ours. That's why we cannot tattoo and we cannot. So the body is not ours. The neshama.
Yeah, you're right.
Nothing's ours.
No, what? Let me ask you a question. If you send everything back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to its true essence and its true root, right? Where is there room to say mine? Think about it. It doesn't exist. Right? It's only yours in an ecosystem where there is separation. But if you put everything back to its roots, there's no concept of mine. That's the Rambam, right? In Sefer HaMoreh, that says that ownership is an optical illusion that men created in order to feel that they have they have a portion, right? They have something in this world and reorganize the society. So the ownership is there so that we organize things. But essentially, if you didn't have concept of ownership, right, it would be chaos, right? So humanity created ownership for social organization, but it's an optical illusion. You really don't own anything.
So we are in a leasing.
Yes, exactly. And at the end, depending on how you return the body and the neshama, you have to pay. You know, when it depends. If you bring it perfect, okay, very good. Sometimes you can find they give you money because it's more valuable. You didn't use all the kilometers, you took care of it. Wow, beautiful. Wow. It has better market value. But if Chaz v'Shalom, it's all dented and the wheels are broken and the engine is dirty, they send you a bill. Yeah, Habibi, you have to pay this. What's the bill? It's this 11 months of Gehinam. Yeah.
Wow.
So continue. Then saying all this, that everything we say here, okay, is the Akadosh Baruch Hu telling the neshama, or the neshama telling the body, or to Moshe Shlomo HaMelech, yeah, let go, okay, let go. The nefesh, right? The body says, Mizot anishkafa kemoshacha. Who is that one that's looking out like the dawn of the day? Right? Says the Malbim, at this point, the neshama of Shlomo HaMelech starts going in and out of his body and looking at Nishkafa, looking back, outside of the window, looking at the Olam HaEmet, but it wants to stay in the body. Shlomo HaMelech tells us the confusion that's happening. Yeah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is saying, come up, you are the one, you're the most important. The body, is serving you. You can let go of the body. Right?
In Yardei Duma or before, or in which state? He already buried?
No, Yordei Duma is after that, right? We're before Yordei Duma. Yordei Duma is the people that pass on and are called Yordei Duma for the first 12 months, like we saw in the Hallel.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, yeah. He's still alive, and the neshama is going out and coming alive.
Yes. Yes. We say yes. That's called maybe I don't know goses, or there's a period of time where the neshama wants to leave.
Okay.
Wants to leave. So it's jumping in and out, and until now, because he says, "Come, look, you're. Don't worry. You won't have to find me through different versions and buffers. You're going to see me directly. You are beautiful. You have mitzvot. You're coming with all your machshavot, right? Like we said, You're coming with all your action, with all your good desires, everything. You're coming. Yeah. And by the way, let me tell you, says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the whole creation is surrounded around the neshama. So don't worry, you can let go of the body. The body is here to serve you. And then the kohot of the body starts checking. They say, what's going on here? There's something. Who's going in and out? Sorry, who's going in and out? Kemo shahar. Shahar, we said what? Shahar is no day and no night, right? It's exactly in the middle. It's the transition between night and day. He says, this is, at that time, the neshama is being pulled by the light of Olam Haba, by the light of the Olam HaEmet, the next world, but it's still connected to the body. So that's Shahar. Shahar is day and night in the mixed. One end, it has the day, which is the world of Emet, right? Olam Haba, and it has Shachar, and it still has the night, which is the body, the heaviness of the body. And the body doesn't understand. He says, Yafaka levana baraka hama. It's beautiful like the moon. He says, but the moon only reflects what? The light. It absorbs the light. It hides the light of the sun, and just allow a little bit of light to come out, right? And that's what we know about the moon. So says the body. 1 second. We're still here, and the light that we receive is still the light of the body. Yafa kalevana. Yet, baraka hama. Yet there is the source of light that's in front of us. The neshama is exposed like the sun. So the body doesn't understand also what's going on. Now, why the Malbim says, why is the body compared to the moon that in respect to the light of the sun or to the light of the neshama? Says the Malbim the following: all the physicality, right, is physicality that it exists because of the will of Hashem for that physicality to exist, right? We call this the nefesh, remember, right? That's the definition of the nefesh. Is Hashem's will for physicality to exist, the nefesh. So says the Malbim, the more you give accent and the dagesh to the physical aspect of the physicality, and the more you have a big buffer that retains the light that you should be benefiting from, that's called the light of the neshama, the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The more, says the Malbim, you give the dagesh, you give the accent to the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu for that physicality to exist, and the more you allow the light of Hashem to shine within your physicality. Am I clear? And says the Malbim, the body, a person that lives for the physicality, and that can explain two beautiful things, right? We say, Chachamim, chaviv alehem mamonam yoter migufam. That the tzaddikim, the Chachamim, their money is close to their heart more than their body, or as important as their body. Who do we learn that from? Parashat HaShavua. Yaakov Avinu. He crosses the river and then has to go back because he forgot a little pot. Right? What do you care? You're a billionaire. Who cares about that pot? Right? No. חביבים, תלמידי חכמים, חביבים עליהם ממונה יותר מגופם. They have a very special place for their ownership, for what HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given them. Why? Because if HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given you something, you have to take care of it, right? Now, what motivates them to keep these physical things? It's not the physical thing. It's not the physical aspect of the thing. It's the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu for that physical thing to exist. That's important. And that's the the difference there is between somebody that is immersed in Olam Hazeh, in Gashmiut, right, versus the tzaddikim and the Talmidei Chachamim, and that what interests them is the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu for that exit to exist and be the person's in that physical thing. Good. So he says Yafa Kalevana. Here, the body, the kochot of the body don't understand. It says Yafa Kalevana. It's there's still the concept of Levana here, but also Baraka Hama, right? We have this confusion. The body is confused. On one end, the neshama comes out and is exposed like the sun. On the other end, it's like the moon, and there is this buffer of physicality that doesn't allow fully the light to shine upon Shlomo HaMelech. Ayuma kanitgalot. Ayuma kanitgalot. It's awesome. It's fearful. It's respected. Like what? Like the Dgalim, right? Like the flags. It says what is that referring to? This is referring to all the kochavim, the lights, the orot, and these are the mitzvot, the Torah, the maasim tovim of the person. When the neshama goes up, suddenly the neshama starts seeing sparks of light, sparks coming together, like kochavim, stars and everything. What are all these? This is all the thoughts of Torah. These are the mitzvot, the good words, the good actions. They all come together around the neshama to go up with the neshama and accompany the neshama. And that's what the body is seeing. This is what a person sees when he's transiting. He's all like spooked up, all confused, and he sees all these orot coming and coming. Okay. Ayuma kanitgalot.
This is what people.
Yes.
This is what people, when they have a coma and come back, they see the light.
It could be. I don't know what they see.
But maybe the Torah speaks of this.
This is a transition from Olam Hazeh to Olam Haba that Shlomo HaMelech gives us. He gives us full explanation according to the Malbim. So at that point, when the body sees, when the nefesh sees what's going on, right? That there's a transition is happening. El ginat egoz yaradeti. El ginat egoz yaradeti. The nefesh says, okay, I have to go in the ginata egos. I have to go, he says, to all the kochot of the body and find all the mitzvot, all the El Ginat Egos in the garden of walnut, the garden of walnut. I go down, okay? To see all the brachot, all the mitzvot, all the maasim tovim, so that they can go up with the neshama. Now, says the Malbim, why is it called Ginat Egos? Says The same way we've been talking about the four portion of the egos, right? The four inside the four sections of the egos. He says that the world has four klipot, four layers also. He brings Yehezkel. So it says you have Ruach Se'ara, Anan Gadol, Esh Mitlakachat, and Hashmal. You have four klipot, four layers in the creation. Like we have four yesodot. We have four yesodot. We have earth, water, fire, and wind. Right? So he goes, El Ginate goes Yaradati, the nefesh goes through every part of the structure of the creation of man to see any mitzvah, any good that can be added to the package of the neshama going up. Lir'od be'ibei hanahal, to see what the greenery that grew next to the river. He says, these are the mahshavot. Lir'od be'ibei hanahal. These are all the thoughts, simple thoughts. Lir'od aparcha gefen, all the mahshavot of Torah, all the eyunim. Sometimes you have a thought and it goes in and goes out and you don't even pay attention. Sometimes you dive into a thought and you think about it a lot. And it's rimonim, and also what really crystallized itself into rimonim, into pomegranates, which is the mitzvot, right? So what was a quick thought? What thought did you really take time to think about? And what did you bring to actions? The nefesh goes through all this, and this in every element of the body. The element of fire, the element of ruach, of wind, the element of earth, the element of water, and picks up all the rishumim, all the residues of kedusha that that has been in your body. El ginade goes yaradati. I went all the way down, says the nefesh. All the way down to check all the elements, to find the thoughts, to find the iyunim, to find the dwelling, to find the actions. And then, that's Pasuk Yudalit. Pasuk Yubet, Lo Yadati. Then he says, I don't understand, something just happened. Nafshi Samatni. He reads it in the Nafshi, Akadosh Baruch Hu, my nefesh, my neshama, my boss, kiviyachol, Samatni Markevot, is forcing me now to sit on the Merkava, on the chariot, Ami Nadiv, to go to my people, the givers, which is to go to the tzaddikim. Says the Malbim, the nefesh is looking tirelessly for good things to say, oh, hey, look, the body also is good. I did this, I did that. We also have sparkles of kedusha. Don't leave us behind. Don't leave us behind. And it's trying to prove its case for the neshama not to leave the body. Comes at one point, the Akadosh Baruch Hu says, stop. That's it. Now it's time to go. It says the Malbim, Tzivani lirkov berechev esh. Akadosh Baruch Hu set Shlomo down on a chariot of fire. Vesuse esh, and horses of fire. La'alot bas'arav, to go up to the skies. Hashamayim el amin nadiv, to the world of tzaddikim, to the world of the neshamot. To the world of neshamot. This is, if you will, it's one of the most dramatic and traumatic time for the body, because the body until that period, that moment, the body is always in control, right? And we've seen how he refrained Shlomo HaMelech or aligned with Shlomo HaMelech to get prophecy, right? Now at that point, the neshama is summoned by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that short period of time, when the body sees that it's losing the neshama, and the neshama is going in and out, in and out, in and out, it's trying its best to retain and refrain the neshama, or stay with the neshama, by showing that it also was part of mitzvot and ma'asim tovim and kedusha, etc. And the Malbim tells us, Lo yadati, Shlomo HaMelech says, Lo yadati, I was not able to get to the bottom of it. The nefesh, the body says, Lo yadati, I don't know what happened. I'm trying my best, but the body leaves, when the neshama leaves, the last machshava, the taste, the thought, the experience the body feels is lo yadati. I don't know what happened. This is how the body is left. Lo yadati. All the life, yadati, I know. We know everything. We know everything. When the time comes to leave, the body says, Lo yadati. I don't understand nothing. I don't understand what's happening. This is a big message, big musar that the Malbim is coming to teach us. He says, the Malbim tells us, Shlomo HaMelech reveals to us how the body is left after 120 years with a proclamation, an achraza of Lo Yadati. I really didn't understand anything. And that's Shlomo HaMelech talking. Imagine Kal Vachomer, Ben Beno Shel Kal Vachomer, what our body will say. It's very dramatic when you think about it. Yeah, this is Shlomo HaMelech, and this fight, internal fight between the neshama and the body, and trying to come to terms. And what's important is to learn that we don't know anything. You shouldn't wait until we leave this world to be shocked with the statement Lo Yadati. No, we don't know. But you can only get to know that you don't know if you learn the Torah. The more you learn the Torah, the more you know you don't know anything. Right? And that's what prepares the body to the Lo Yadati. I know that Lo Yadati. I know Lo Yadati. And with all this, there's still an element of surprise and confusion, according by Shlomo HaMelech. Baruch Hashem. Obviously, we could say that as much as we can, yeah, we were able to complete the 6th perek of Shir HaShirim. Mazal tov. Be'ezrat Hashem, בשעה טובה ומוצלחת. Next year we'll start perek Shevi'i. 2 more perakim. Slowly, we're getting there. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem. Beautiful. Lo Yadati.
Very beautiful. Rav.
It could be the title.
Yeah, yes, Lo Yadati.
Rav, is the goal to put this in a book, God willing, as well?
Be'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach, yes, Be'ezrat